What's good, everybody? You know, I had to come back with another one. You know, just the Most High's been putting on my spirit to talk about these things and bring it out to the people, because we're giving the power back to the people. There's a major shift going on. There's a shift of power, and now it's coming back to the people. Before I get started, got to let you know this is for educational, entertainment purposes only. We're going to get right into this video. Today's video is going to be about the collective hive mind of narcissism. That's right. The collective hive mind of narcissism. By this point now, I think everybody's pretty well educated in narcissism, whether that's the victimized narcissist or the malignant narcissist or the covert narcissist or the covert malignant narcissist. You catch my drift. But I've come with this download and figured something out, and I want to share it with the people. Information is power. Let's educate ourselves so we don't fall victim to this abuse. We're going to get into it. So these covert malignant narcissists, as you know, they're everywhere. They're in the institutions, they're in our families, they're in the general public, they're in the education system, they're in the courts, they're everywhere. We can't get away from it. So with them being everywhere, almost everybody's experienced them at this point in some way, shape, or form, especially if you're empathetic or you're what they call an empath. Then definitely you have, because they target empaths. So people might look back in their life and they might say, you know, my parents were narcissists, or my siblings are narcissistic, or my teacher, or my significant other, my lover. You might notice a pattern in your life. You might notice that they keep reappearing. Now, what these covert malignant narcissists are, you got to remember the movie The Matrix. Remember the Agent Smith? It's a spirit. And it could potentially get into anybody, but it prefers these people who stay in that lower frequency. These are low vibrational beings, you know, very carnal people, worldly people, third dimension inhabitants. Like they value material things. They're just very carnal, worldly people. You know, they usually don't see beyond. Pretentious people, which we know there's a lot of these out here. So what I've come to realize is, do you remember in the Matrix when Neo unplugged, and then there was the Sentinels, those like machines that look like octopuses that were stalking him and hunting him because he woke up, and they're trying to put him back to sleep, back in those pods like all those other people. When Neo woke up and he saw all the people still in those pods. Well, that's what these narcissists are trying to do. They're trying to pull you back from ascension. They're trying to pull you back and keep you down in the world. They're trying to stop you from ascending and connecting to the Most High. So they're almost like Agent Smith from the Matrix. Their goal is to put you back to sleep, to put you back in the dream world, to take you out of reality. Now, the craziest thing is, if you look back at your life and you're very honest with yourself, you're going to realize that after you've dealt with one of these, you're going to deal with another one, and another one, and another one. Once you wake up, you're going to realize how many people have been siphoning off your energy. And remember, this system, the society we live in, is a narcissistic system. Right? If you look at all of the attributes or the characteristics of a covert narcissist, that's the way this infrastructure of the society is built on. It's built on narcissism. That's why it rewards narcissists. And that's why a lot of people who fall victim to this society, they end up becoming very narcissistic. You know, they're products of their environment, products of the system, the matrix. So now, here's the aha moment. When you look back in your life and you're trying to see, everything is connected, everything is spiritual. We seem to forget that a lot. We always fall into this kind of like poor me kind of attitude, and how can this happen? How can this person be from this part of the world and this person be from this part of the world, but yet I'm still dealing with the same narcissistic abuse? But here's the real kicker. So these narcissists, these Agent Smiths, these devil's children, Satan's children, they're all connected to a universal hive mind. Remember, they're not people. They're not empathetic. They don't have human qualities. That's why they all do the same thing and run off the same program. They're like AI or bots or NPCs. They're programs from the matrix to keep you in that lower state so the narcissistic system can feed off of you. They want to keep you in lower vibrations, keep you into fear, keep you in anxiety, keep you in chaos, keep you in uncertainty. That way the system can keep siphoning your energy. See how it works? See how they're all connected and they all work together? See how they're in the government? You see how they're in the communities? You see how they're in the police force? You see how they're in the schools? How they're in the medical field? Because they're all connected. And they all work together to reach a common goal, to siphon the energy of the targeted individuals, also known as the chosen ones. That's why they don't teach you things like holistic medicine. That's why they don't teach you things in school like meditation and things like prayer. That's why they took the Bibles out of schools, because they don't want you ascending to the higher frequencies like Christ was talking about. Christ talked about the kingdom of heaven is within, not without. So they're all connected to a hive mind. And another great movie that if you've not seen that explains this to you, it shows you this, is Sinners with Michael B. Jordan. Go see that movie. It will show you exactly what I'm talking about. The vampires, the narcissists, the covert malignant narcissists are vampires. The flesh. Vampires feed off of flesh. They eat, they bite, they eat and drink your blood, right? And remember, blood is where your life force is. That's why those secret societies and those Freemasons, they drink blood, because blood is where life is. That's why they siphon it. And then if you remember, if you've seen the movie Sinners, and then the brothers and sisters who are dancing and musicians and full of life, that's the spirit. They're in the spirit. Jacob and Esau. Check out the movie Sinners. It explains to you. And then in Sinners, as soon as they convert you into one of the vampires, as soon as they get you in that lower frequency and they siphon your energy, it goes to the collective hive mind. And it all goes to the head vampire, Satan. So they're here to steal your gifts, steal your joy, steal your empathy, steal your love, steal your spirit, and they go back and feed it to the hive mind, who gives it back to the head of the hive mind, the all-seeing eye, the Illuminati, the Freemasons, Satan, and that's what they're doing. That's how this narcissistic hive mind works. That's what it's all about. Everything else is a distraction. Your day-to-day life and activities is a distraction to keep you in those lower frequencies of, you know, habitual, repetitive, day-to-day, mundane, low frequency, low vibration, day-to-day work. That just keeps you stuck in the time loop so they can siphon your energy. So this world essentially is governed by a narcissistic, malignant, covert, malignant, narcissist hive mind, who is like the pyramid, the all-seeing eye. Then it goes different levels. It goes from the low-level narcissists on the general public that you're dealing with. Then it goes up to the higher ones who are performing these rituals and this witchcraft, these secret society occult brotherhoods. But it all goes back up to Satan. That's why they're doing it, because they're working for him. They're children of the devil. So stop feeding them. Connect with Christ, the higher consciousness. Raise your vibration. Because when you do that, they can't feed off of you. They can't siphon your energy anymore. Wow. That is amazing. And that's why these things are everywhere. That's why you'll notice you've probably come across them several times from several different countries, several different people, and you're scratching your head saying, what the heck is going on? No, they're all connected. It's the same spirit. They're coming. The Bible talks about familiar spirits. That's what these are, familiar spirits, the collective hive mind. So yeah, stop feeding them, because they're vampires, siphoning your energy, your life force. Some call it chi, some call it prana. They're stealing your life from you. So cut them off. Check out that movie, Sinners. Collective hive mind is a product of the beast system of Satan. Say no to Satan. He's the adversary. He's the bad guy. Say yes to Christ. Repent. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And let's starve these meat suits. Hive-minded, bought, NPC, covert narcissists. Lilo Godson, Glitch of the Matrix, 144. Much more content coming. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you on the next one. Shalom to the kings and queens.